Everybody, just wanted to update you on the Jedi book review question. Got a lot of feedback on there. I think there's a compromise that we can do in achieving it. That'll both kind of work for me and work for you. Put the power kind of in your hands. So I think I came up with a solution that works for everyone, a compromise, if you will. And I'll talk a little bit more on that. But that solution, very simply, is if you have a very specific book that you're thinking of buying or want my opinion on, that you can ask. This is I know it seems like a one-way street here, but the beauty of technology as it is today, this is an open communication. As you can tell with the comments, you can leave your comments. I'm not going to ignore you. So if you have a book that you're curious about and want my opinion on it, you can ask and I'll give it. Also, I want you to know that, look, if I came across a Jedi book and I read it and I was like, bam, this right here, this is what I'm talking about, I would share that. I would share that with you guys. Like, not, I wouldn't hoard that information for me. I wouldn't keep that from you. I wouldn't try to hide the pot of gold. Now, I haven't read every single real Jedi book that's ever been made, but I've probably 90%, maybe 95%, maybe 99%. I don't know, but a high number. So yeah, so if there's a book that you want my opinion on, you can ask, and I'll put it into the list of videos, and I'll make a video on it, and I'll give my opinion on it. But here's the thing that I want to talk about. If you have the money and you're interested in it, then go ahead. I might not agree with it, or I might feel like there's damaging stuff within the book, but part of being a Jedi is critical thinking, and part of being a Jedi is examining and questioning and not just accepting things as they are, right? So even if you buy a Jedi book, I really don't want you, even if I endorse it or don't endorse it or whatever, the main thing is to question it. Don't just accept it at face value. Really apply the APBP test to it. Really think about it for a second. There's people out there. It's an online community. Anyone can join, and anyone can rise through the ranks without much effort. That's been proven time and again in the past 20 years. So, ranks, online ranks, and creating websites and all that's all superfluous, and it doesn't mean anything. You have to look at the material, and you have to really consider your own bias as well. So you have to look at it, you have to question. You have to consider, is this really how a Jedi is meant to live? Is this really beneficial? Is this applicable? Is this practical? Is this something that's going to be positive not only to me but to those around me, those that my actions will be affecting? Is this something that's going to leave a positive impact? As many of you said, you're going to form your own opinions anyways, right? Which, of course, but you're going to form your own opinions anyways. There's essentially no harm. I mean, even if I find some of the material harmful or steps backwards or things that are off the path, be a Jedi. If you're a Jedi, you're not going to find harm in it. Like, it doesn't hurt me, right? I can read that book. I could read several of these books and read these materials and not be any lesser for it and not swerve off the path. And it's not because I'm some wise, Jedi master. It's simply because I'm applying the same things that you can apply. You're just asking the APBT test. Is this really Jedi? Does this flow with the Jedi code? Does this really fit with the Jedi path as I know it? You just ask these questions as you're going through the book. I could show you. I'm sure someone's probably going to ask me to review one of the books, and in doing so, you'll see. Like, I have areas in the books where I have things in the margins, and I have like whole sentences. One book I have like whole lessons crossed out. I have authors who are no longer a Jedi and identify as dark aspects or just role players online or whatever, you know, like I make notes of that stuff, and it's in there. If you just apply the Jedi mind, you know, don't just accept it, don't just lap it up, don't just be like, oh, this came from the community, so it's good. Oh, this person founded a website, so it's good. Like, don't just accept things as, you know, as gospel. We have no Bible, we have no gospel. Like, and anybody who claims otherwise is selling you something, right? We have the path. We have our concepts. We have our experiences. That's all I share here is my experiences. I've been doing this a long time. I've made a bunch of mistakes, and I've had some successes. And so I share that. And that's all the books are too, or should be at least, right? Is that here's what's happened. Here's some principles that we follow. Here's why we follow them. This is where they come from. They should be recognizable. The Jedi Code is recognizable because we can attach it to The Empire Strikes Back with like no trouble. The Jedi Circle feels relatable because each one of those elements we can connect right back into the movies and the fiction and into our real lives. Like, that's what you want to do with all the processes. With any material you come across in the Jedi community, whether it's book form, audio form, video form, forums, website, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like, if you're taught something, it needs to resonate with the path. And you need to be able to draw a connection. Does this fit with that? Does this make sense? Is this applicable to my life? Like, just question and use that brain of yours, you know. Knowledge, right? There is no ignorance, there's knowledge. Core part of our path. So I mean, that's all it comes down to. That's all it is, really. As for an update, obviously, I am not operating at peak efficiency. I had a meditation I really wanted to do today, but my throat's killing me, so I won't be doing that. And Friday, we should have a video. Someone asked for a video on the topic of identity, which is a broad term. I'm not really sure how it's meant to apply, but it'll be an interesting video, I'm sure. And then hopefully next Monday I can do the meditation I wanted to do. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching, and you know where the buttons are, right? May the force be with you.